Hi friends, welcome to Bright Future Hub channel. We appreciate your support and look forward to bringing you more amazing videos in the future. So please like this video and subscribe the channel. Thank you.
So today we'll learn simple table creation and how to populate the data into new table. So this is very, very important. That's for people who goes for the data analyst or data science. It is not much required because you are not the one to originating the data or managing the data. You are probably just reading the data and doing the analysis out of it. People who goes to the database development as such, they are going to design the database. They are going to develop an application. There is pretty much required to know how to create an objects. One table is one kind of an object, so it is pretty much required. But for you guys, you should not be understanding the depth. At least some basic understanding you should be knowing, so that when you talk to the developer or when you talk to the database team, you are able to be in the same terminologies. Otherwise, they keep talking about the primary key, keep talking about the data types, null columns. So you're not able to sync up. So that's the reason 1 hour session I'll dedicate. Try to give a glimpse of what is a database object looks like, table looks like, how to create it, how to populate the small set of data into that. So today example, before going to that, so what we do is we'll create the student table. Student will have certainly, student is an object like a table where I wanted to save the name and it's what is that, phone number or subject you wanted to learn, subject you wanted to join, and the phone number, okay, and the email, okay, and kind of branch. Okay, this is the 4 simple attributes I wanted to say, or and date of joining, yes, when he joined, date of joining, okay, email, phone, date of joining. These are the 4 or 5 attributes, and the gender I wanted to save at the end. Okay, these are the 5-6 attributes I wanted to save, and we try to populate the data. Okay, so what we do is, before going to that, this is first thing is we need to identify what kind of data you wanted to gather, attributes you wanted to gather before any database object is created. First is business case you will define what is your intention of this application. My intention of this is very small, simple example. I wanted to save information about the students. So when after that you need to identify the attributes you wanted to save or the information you wanted to save. I am wanted to save the name, subject, phone, email, date of joining, and gender. There are the 4 attributes I wanted, 6 attributes I wanted to save. After that, you need to identify what kind of data it is going to save. Probably this is a string. Name is going to be string. String is nothing but your set of characters, group of characters. Subject is also a string, correct? Phone, or I just have some kind of a number field so that we'll have fee. What is the fee amount you are going? This is going to the number, and phone number, it could be also be the number, correct? Then email could also be a string. So these are called the data types, and date of joining could be your date, and this is again the gender is a string. So these are the very basic and high level the planning will be done. Okay, first is what is the information you wanted to pertain to this. After that, you need to identify the attributes you wanted to gather. Later on, you need to identify what kind of data will be saved in each attribute or each column. This is a column, this will goes as a column name, and this one will goes to as a data type. Data type represents what type of data a column is holding. Okay, what is a data type? Data type is nothing but the type of information we're giving is represents the data type. So we have in some other programming languages, we have 10 is called an integer, 10.10 is called as a float. Okay, then you have a string. This one is called a string. So here in SQL also, or in database terminals, we have a different data types. We'll understand them. Okay, and some questions, someone. Okay. So okay, so first is we need to there is a different data types also. We also have a date. Joining date could be your date. So like that in database also we have a different data types, And most of the database has its own way of representing data. When I'm talking about the Oracle, it has its own set of data types. SQL, MySQL has its own, my SQL Server has its own, but nevertheless, they're almost the same, close by there, but little bit of adjustment required. I'm exclusively teaching here today with an Oracle SQL. Okay, how the data types are being represented in the Oracle SQL. Okay, first one is we have a number data type. Number represents the actual number. You know the range of the number. It is, if you just give the number, it is the range is 2 to the power of minus 31 to 2 to the power of such a big number it holds. Such a big massive number you can save in a number field. But use it west, but we do not use this way because it takes a lot of memory. We do not allocate simply number. Number can take any possible value in the word. This is the range of the value can be saved. 2 to the power of minus 31 to 2 to the power of 31. Such a big value you can save. But I wanted to have something called other one. I have a very restricted value, that is p comma s. We call p called precision, means how many digits you wanted to have precision, and s stand for scale. Example, I say number of 10. So here it says max of 10 digits, or I'll take the very small example, max number of 3. It takes maximum of 3 digits only, because I have restricting the data I wanted to can be saved in this field. Number of 3, that is, what is the maximum value it can take? Minus 992 999. This is the maximum value it can take. 999, sorry. So if you wanted to have a decimals, example, I have a decimal of say number of 5 comma 2. In this, what does it means? It will have a total of, don't worry, we'll see a lot of examples, total of 5 digits. In that, total is 5 digits. That's 2 for precision and 2 for scale. That means we'll have the whole numbers, 3 digits whole numbers, and 2 for decimals. So this means 5 comma 2 means total of 5 digits. In that 3 are reserved for whole numbers and 2 for decimals. So that means again it is a maximum value is taken here, minus 999.992 999.99. But if you think I have a total of 5 digits, can I say the values of 99999? No. That means here the precision and scales are fixed. That means the number fill you have 5 comma 2. That means it is going to have the number of like whole of 3 digits and the 2 of decimals. Total 5, up to you. You use it 3 for whole or nothing for the decimals, but it is fixed position. That means you have to use the total is 5. In that 3 or 2 are reserved for decimals, remaining 3 for your whole numbers. It's not like I don't use the decimals, I only use the whole numbers, or I don't use the whole numbers, I only use the decimals. No, these positions are fixed. That means 3 comma 3 for whole numbers, 2 for decimals. We'll see that more example. This here it does not allow any decimals, because or also you can specify here 3 comma 0. Here some people represent this format also. 3 comma 0 means all the numbers I'm going to save are the whole numbers. Example, when we have to use it, employee numbers. Employee numbers cannot be decimals. They have to be, they should be whole numbers. So then you are going to specify the data type is of number of decimals, no decimals. That means you try to insert or add an element, add an data, it have a decimals value, it will not accept, because you clearly told the data you're going to be in this attribute or a column is going to be a whole number, it will not accept. Here the next case is, yes, you can have decimals plus whole numbers also. Next one, we have something called, this is about the numbers. The possible values you can save it in a numbers. If you don't specify anything, this is a big range of value it takes. Usually we don't do it, because if you put this against the number, employee number, then it is become department number. It will become very wrong way of representation, because it takes a decimals also, negative numbers also. That's why you cannot, you should not allocate or represent this number for some reason. Like if you're unsure about the data you're going to save, then you put a number. Otherwise, what will happen is it become data invalidated. We have an employee number, you just put a employee number. It takes a decimals also. Is it possible to have employee numbers as a decimals? No, it is not possible. That's the reason we have to be very, very careful. It's kind of a design. That's what I'm saying. It comes as part of the design work when the database has been developed. All this consideration will be taken care. Okay, I'm going with very high level discussion here, but it takes its own course of time to design the database. There will be a people, architect people. He understands what is attributes needs to be sent. There is a tech lead. He understands what is the data type, how this mapping has to be done. It goes for its own sweet time to make database modeling. But I try to give very high level so that you can understand what is the data types we have, how the table can be created at a high level, and how the data can be populated. This is about the number. Next one we have is about the string type, is about the varchar. Varchar is called, there are two data types we have earlier, varchar and the varchar. Okay, so there is this is a older version of previous version. Nobody uses now, but you might see somewhere the old database you are working. Old database means maybe 10 years, 8 years old databases you stop working. Then you see this data type are being defined as varchar. So this is called a previous version of varchar. I'll explain varchar, then better we'll compare with an varchar later. So this is called variable length character. Variable length char. That is, what is it meaning? That means, example, you define a name. You defined a name field of varchar as a varchar of 10. So in these possible values, here I'm saying this is going to be a varchar of the string type varchar, and the maximum allowed characters is 10. Max allowed character in this field is only 10. You can have only 10 maximum. Example, if you keep the value of, say, SQL, the advantage of is here, it has only length of 3, is occupies, takes only 3 bytes, 3 spaces, 3 storage, left 3 spaces are as a storage, and remaining 7 will be left out. Means it will not use it again. That means when you allocate a storage to any variable or a column, it will not completely occupy. Based on your requirement, example, you allocate of 100 also. That means maximum you can allocate in this or store in this column is 100 characters. But it is not necessarily if you use less than 100, like less than 100 characters, it occupies all 100 storage always. No, it is called variable length. That means if you allocate, you store a value of only 10 characters, it takes only 10 characters. Remaining 90 will be freed out. It will not occupied. But if you increase the length, like if you put a bigger data, then it is going to have it in a, okay. So this is the variable. In the same way, varchar is the same one, but it is a kind of a fixed length. Means you, irrespective of whether you have save the data what length or not, when you say varchar of 100, always it takes the 100 characters. So we'll see that example. Few example is, say, irrespective of whether you save 1 character, 2 character, always occupies 100 bytes. Usually we save storage, we talk about in terms of bytes. This is a fixed length storage because it is varchar is a very previous version of the varchar 2. So it was taking the full length. Full length means, example, you saved allocated where we have an estimated is we are going to have 100 characters, but data is not 100 character. Name, example, each name has a different length. Yes, I have a Vinay, Keshav. So there is a different length, but based on your name, the allocation should happen. But when we are using the varchar, it is always be fixed. It will never be have a flexibility of reusing, like reducing. That's the reason it is being descoped, because it is not performing good. It is nowhere using now. Everyone using the varchar 2. That is called variable length character. That means you can have maximum of given length, but if you allocate or use the given the value, it is less than the maximum, it consumes only the allocated value, not the maximum value. Then we have a date. Date is is your date format. Date is usually represented in the form of DDMON This is the default date. That date will be represented. Date represents your date fields. Last one we have is char. Sorry. Char field is like an varchar. It is like a fixed length. Example, you say char of 10. It is irrespective of whether you have an one character or two character. Always occupies the maximum of. This is also like a varchar. This is also fixed length. Okay. So date string varchar. Okay. So this is a 4. We have one more is we have a timestamp. Timestamp will also have date plus milliseconds. This is just like a date. Along with that, we'll have a milliseconds up to 6 digits. So it will have a along with the timestamp is another data type. Along with it, it will have a timestamp is kind of an. I'll just put that here so that we'll understand. Course completion. I just said date. Timestamp. I'll put timestamp so that we'll understand. We'll create this table now. Let's say how to use this data type. What are explained. And when you try to put the data in a different format, how it works, we'll see it. Okay. So don't worry, whatever explained, we'll experiment, we'll see them today. What we do is we'll create a tables, create a table with a different data type. Then we'll try to put the data, then you will understand how it is works. Okay. So I need one more field. I have one more field of length. Okay. I have a student roll number also. Okay. Roll number. I'll keep it here. Roll underscore number as a number. Okay. This is how I will design this table using the data types I have explained. First is, let me take as it is. Okay. I'll copy it. I said, as again said, you are not necessarily going to do this design work, but you should be knowing. Somebody asked me, what is the data type of this column? You should not be confused what is talking. At least you should be able to understand what are the data types available in one of the database. Say roll number, I'm sure I am not having more than of 10,000 students. So I'm going to have up to 5 digits number. So I'm going to tell number. If you put the number will also going to have your decimals. I don't want to put the decimals against the roll number. That's why reason I'm saying here, maximum of 5 digits. I don't want any decimals. This is how you define a data type. Roll number is going to be of a number types, integer types. It doesn't have any decimals because roll number should be a whole number. I doesn't want the decimals. I'm saying 5, 0 or 5, both are same, but let's keep it as 5, 0, comma. Name maximum, I think it is a 20 characters. I'm saying varchar 2 of 20. Okay. Next, comma. Subject, I just say varchar of 10. It takes maximum of 10 characters. Number. Here fee could also be a decimal. What could the fees probably have? Total of 6 digits. Okay. And I will have 2 decimals. That means here, what is it takes is maximum is 9999.99. 0 to or minus false also takes. This is a maximum value against it. What I'm saying is, I'm going to have a decimals of 2 digits and the remaining 4 are my whole numbers. That's why I'm saying fee of 6, 4 numbers is a fixed. I cannot have more than 10 numbers. That's why I'm saying here 10, 0. It cannot, 4 numbers cannot be a decimal size. It should be whole numbers. And the maximum is 10 characters. So that's why I'm putting 10, 0. Email is your string. I just put varchar of say 100. Okay. Date is a date. We have the same date is a date field you have. Gender, what I say, I have only 2 possible values in a gender. What could I have? Male or a female? M or F? M or F. What I say, that's why I allocate a character of 1. Character is very fixed length. Possible values here, either I have a male or a female. So I'm just using the char because char is a fixed length. I'm very sure that I'm going to have only one character. I'm using the fixed character varchar 1, and this is the last one is a timestamp. So what I do is I'll take everything in this one. Instead of this is I'm going to say create table student, okay, followed by your column list, followed by your data type. This is very, very, very simple and rude way of creating a table. Still, I've said one table takes at least 3 or 4 hours of discussion before formalizing, because the database modeling takes immense knowledge and the subject knowledge to create. It's not easy to everyone just create a table. So very rare opportunity people got opportunity to work from the scratch. The project is just being developed or new product has been developed. Only I have work of 15 years experience. Hardly have created 10 tables in my life, because it's very rare opportunity. You design a table, you create a table. It is very, very, very rare. Nowadays, the application is being rolled out for last 10 years, 12 years. Only you end up with doing a fixing here and there, adding a new column, dropping a new column. As a database developer, is very rare opportunity. You design one table. Designing one table goes for discussion for 8 hours, 10 hours. Then they formalize. Then the discussion about what kind of data should be used. Again, one more day. It's very, very rare opportunity. But as I said, you should be knowing how they do it. Okay, this is the simple way I create it. I say create table student. This is your column name and have a your data types.
Student spell mistake.
Student. Okay. Now I run this. Right, missing right parent. Where is this error? Okay. Let's see that. Roll number. It should not be a problem. Let's see roll number. Phone. Okay, here comma is missing. So I run it. So okay, table created. I just use this one to go here. Okay. Now table is created. Let's go and check out what is the table looks like. You will not have anything in that. Say let's start from student table. This is empty table you just created. Doesn't have any data inside. That's why it's no data found. Clear? So any question about these data types?
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, why do we have what is the difference between a fixed and when you spoke about varchar, right? I mean, initially it was fixed, but is there any benefit in having it fixed?
I'll do it. I'll show it here quickly. Create table. Create two. C1 column 1 varchar of 100. Okay, this is I'm just creating the with a varchar of 100, and I'm creating another column C2 column with a varchar of 2. Okay, let's see what is the benefit we get. Okay, I have this table created. Okay, now I insert into this table test values. I use the same SQL comma SQL. Let's see how much storage it takes. Okay, one row inserted. Now I find the length of both the fields. Select. How do you find the length? Length. Did we tested as length of C1, length of C2 from test. So first one occupies complete 100. Look at here. Both are occupying 3 only. Come on. 1 minute. Let me find the size of is it the length or the size of is not there. Okay, let me check the size. I thought it is variable length, fixed length, missing expression. quickly do it here. I thought it is length plus varchar versus varchar2. See, this is a variable length. Variable, it stores a character string of varying length. This is a dscope no one uses now. Internal data type varchar is an external data type. Okay. See, so need to understand difference between inside general call interface. No, it is varchar2 database variable length is maximum of 4,000 characters. Okay. So varchar is a data type. 2 bytes contain the length of character strings. So string that can received or sent so much. Okay. Quick database is internal database. I don't know what this is talking. Okay. I think they are descoped. There is no more. What is that varchar? But I thought it is should be in variable length. I thought I get the 100 length both the ways. I'm not seeing that. Okay. I'll just do it. What is a fixed length? And fixed length is it is going to be same, but it's showing the. Let's see that what is version I'm using. Bash.
Because the reason I'm asking you, sir, is because they would have known this at the time of creating this, right? Because for other data types, they didn't do it. So if it was only left for the string, was there any benefit like keeping it?
No, thing is nowadays no one uses. As I said, it is very primitive data type being used in the Oracle 8.10. Okay. After that, they realize it is not going to help. They made it better way of handling because, as I said, I don't have a local. You can have an Oracle 8 version. You see that length you run it, the length of this. I have experimented. I don't know why they have changed in 19 or 18. See, length of C1, comma when I say length of C2. I was expecting the answer of 100 plus 100 comma 3, but it is now their behavior has changed. I'll do one thing. I'll do that description. Okay, just okay. So I was expecting a value here, even though I've saved the value of 3. I was expecting the value is 100. That's why it is called a fixed length. Whether you save 3 or 10 or 100, it is always going to occupy 100 bytes. That's why the performance of your database is going to, or not only performance, you're unnecessarily consuming the space where it is not able to release the space. But varchar2 is flexible. Whether you allocate 100, but you save only 2, it occupies only 2 bytes. Okay, that's the reason that is being descoped, but it is behaving the same. That's what I wondered here, how it could be. Just a minute, internally how it manages. I wanted to see that. This is not a valid command. Okay. Describe to that. I want to test. This is how we can check the what is a describe is a command where you can check what is your table definition looks like. See, that is internally converted both into varchar. I have created with what varchar is.
Yeah.
But it is in nothing to, as per this documentation, they have changed the internal way of working. See, a quick testing told out to database. I think they have made it irrespective if you use a varchar or varchar, internally it is going to manage as varchar2 only. That's the reason I'm not able to find the difference. But you run out in the old databases, 8 or 10 databases, the behavior will be very different. Behavior different in the sense it is a fixed length and it is a variable length. Now looks like they are made it so generic now. Whether use a varchar or varchar2, internally it's going to manage as a varchar2 only. Okay. So, but yeah, don't worry about. We do not use at all the varchar. Someone asks you in the interview, you can tell them varchar2 and varchar. This is a fixed length. This is the previous version. Varchar2 is a latest version being used. It is a variable length.
Okay. Sir, once the table is created and then later, can I change the?
Yes, you can change everything. We'll do that next class.
Okay.
We'll do that. Again, I'm saying this is not much required for data analyst people. It is very pretty much required for database developers who manage the database. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now look at here. I had created a table. Just you wanted to see what is the columns and the data types. You need to use a describe is your command. It is going to show you the what are the different data. We have that column name and its respective data type. Okay, leave this one null, nullable. I'll explain later. We have constraint concept. I'll explain. This is how your data type looks like.
Okay.
Okay.
So one more question I have now. We mentioned data type, but what is the need of putting it like, for example, like fees? You're putting it 6,2, right? Now, why can't we just keep it as a number and leave the allocation based on dynamically? Wouldn't that be far more better rather than
Dynamically, what you should not wanted to accept the fees. See, thing is why these data types are very important. Thing is what the data type is usage is two things. One is what data you wanted to accept. Example, roll number, I leave it here without creating the decimals points. I don't want a decimal point. I just put the number. It could accept any value. Then it become the data is not correct because if I say roll number, someone come and enter 1.1. Can you have a roll number of 1.1? Employee number, can I have a decimals for the employee number? Is not correct. So this data types is restrictive is also helping to restrict the data the database can accept. The number field fee here, someone should not enter the fee behind 4 digits. That is my intention is maximum they can enter is 9999. Behind that they cannot expect. I'm kind of restriction I'm putting into my database so that people will not just put the data how it is. Two ways we can do a data validation, either using the front end.
yeah.
Front end means GUI where you do a validation, or you can also do it in a database. You can restrict the data what is coming into. That's where you can. There is on top of it there is a constraints. There is a rules called constraint business rules. I'm going to teach about that in the next class. They're called primary keys, foreign keys, and all. We'll talk about it. Data types help you to restrict the data what the database can accept, a table can accept. That's where example I'm saying varchar 20. Why I'm have putting a 20 here? Because maximum can allow is only 20 characters. 10 is only can allow 10. In the same way, your question is about the fee. Fee can only be of the 4 digits, 2 decimals. I doesn't want to accept behind that. That's why I wanted to have the clean data in my database. I'm restricting using the data types.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
So next one is, this is how the very simple way you created the table. Now you wanted to insert the table data into this table. Let's see, I try to show the different cases, what will happen. Okay. So insert into same command I use here and I'll copy paste. Okay. Insert into student table. Okay. This is your command. This is a, so anyone has any question about the data types? We'll understand this limitation, how it works. Quickly we'll understand, but hope till this point everyone is clear. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, Vinay.
Okay. Let's say values. I say insert into table. This is syntax. You're inserting a new value into table. Insert into student values. Okay. Then roll number. I say 1. Then name. I say Vinay. Then subject. Let's see. I just put big name. Let's see what will happen. It is more than 10 character. It should throw an error because my subject is only of 10 character. Fee, I just say 10,000. Let's see what will see. 10,000 is allowed or not because still it is 6 digit, but it should throw error because I told here maximum is of 4 digits only or 4 digits, but I'm trying to put a 5 digit. Let's see if it will throw an error or not. Phone number, yes, I say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and some number. Then email, I say here Vinay at gmail.com. This is fine. Then what I have next is date of Joining, I just say put sysdate. Sysdate represents current date and time. I put the sysdate. Then gender, look at here, I am going to say male. Okay, next. Then I have a sysdate for the completion time also. I say here sysdate. Okay, that is, I believe that I don't want to insert any data to the completion date. I'm just putting the null because I just joined. I don't know the when I'm going to complete. I'm just putting the null value. So this is one way of inserting the data is the same order. I'm specifying the values in the same order of column being created in my table. I'm not listing the columns here. This is a very simple way of inserting the values. What I have done is insert into table values in the same order of your column definition. I have 7 columns or 6 columns and specifying values in the same order. I'm not change anything here. One goes to roll number. It knows. You can ask me how it knows. Each column will have its an ID 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In each table, the column ID will be there. This is a column ID 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is called metadata or dictionary tables. Oracle maintains that internally. What is my first column? The first values goes to the first column, second value goes to the second column, and so on. Okay, so this is a very simple way. You need not to list. Okay, but in this fashion, you have to give all the columns values. Otherwise, if you miss one of the column value, it will not able to recognize the what needs to be done. You have to, in this fashion, if you are inserting the data, you have to specify values for all the column you have listed in the table definition. This is our table definition. I have specified all the columns. Each one value for each column I have specified. I'll try to run this now. Definitely, I know it is going to throw an error. Let's see. Let's try to understand why it throws an error. I run it now. Okay. What is an error? Student actual 17, maximum 10. Where it is coming from? It says here value too large for the column here. Some column name student dot subject. Why? I have defined the subject is only of 10. It throws a clean indication actual 17, but maximum is 10. It says I cannot take. This is why you are asking me now why I should define a data type with a limit. This is how you need to clean the data you accept into database. You want to restricting what data you need to come into database. If you have it, you will not maintain the clean data, it's a garbage. Like if you do not insert the roll number itself, okay, then these two fields are not inserting. Do you have any meaning of this information I have here? Example, someone inserted data into student table, not having the roll number, or okay, even you keep the roll number. I don't have a student name. What will happen? The whole data doesn't have any meaning. Because without the name, what you do with the subject like student data? So that's why it is become very important. Two things very important. One is the constraints. I'm talking about next class. That will completely restrict to what data is mandate and what data is not mandate. Other one is data type maintains your format. What is the format you have? Okay, format in the sense what is the data type and what is the length you have. So someone is trying to enter this data like this. If it is allowed, then the whole data what you have gathered is no use, no meaning at all. If data has no meaning, why I should gather the data? That's the reason I'm controlling my data is coming to my database with the use two ways. One is the constraints, other one is a data type. As such, now I'm going to correct this. Yes, it is going to be only the SQL. I am going to change it. It is within the 10 characters. Yes, it takes. Okay. Now enter again. Again, it will fail. Missing comma. Where is the missing comma? Comma is missing. Still again it throws again. Where is the error? Value larger than the prescribed specification allow this column. It's saying in error. There is a field. It is saying it is more than the prescribed. Why? Look at here. I have specified here 6,2 means it maximum can take only 4 digits with the 2 decimals. But total have 5 digits. It will not take. Is reserved here 2 for decimals. For your information, I write here 4 decimals, 4 whole numbers plus 2 decimals. You cannot make a combination. No, you cannot. only 4 decimals, and I do it now here. Say here 9500.99. Okay. Now the data looks clean. It is should insert now. Data get inserted. So what I do is, for your information, I just say wrong and correct here. So you can also see here wrong statement. When you're trying to practicing, use at least you give an attempt seeing what is correct and what is statement. Okay, this is correct statement. Wrong is, I could maintain here why it is wrong. Length of subject exceeds and length of fee exceeds. Okay, just length of subject and fee exceeds. You know that why the error, you need to correct it. Clear about it? How it is restricting the data?
Yes.
Let's see, go and check out in the table how the data looks like now. See, I not specified anything in the completion. I put a null value. That's why it is showing null. Look at the date format. I put the sysdate. Sysdate represents the current date and time. By default, I just mentioned here, date format will be dd, mon, and yy. This is the default format. Date will be maintained. I think I have written somewhere. Yeah, I have written here, not YYY. I think YY. Sorry. This is a default format will be maintained. Like, okay. Now I'll try to insert one more. Let's see how the data will be get filtered. It try to restrict. I am going to put here student roll number as 2.5, and I say here Dikshit. Okay, he wanted to learn Python, and just try to say here mail. Let's see it is works or not. Definitely will not work. Okay, now I put it here. I just wanted to show it what will happen here. Okay, I put a 3 decimals. Let's see what is it allowed to insert. Will it insert or not? Definitely will not insert because of the roll number has a decimals here. Value too large for the column student or gender. Gender has specified only the one length character. It's saying here I specified 4. It says actual 4. It's not be thrown error. Okay, I just copy it for your reference so that you can practice. Wrong statement. Exceed. Okay, I correct it to mail. Okay. Next, what is the error now? Definitely you get one more. Okay. Let's see what will happen to the student that 2.5 given. Let's see how that looks like. Roll number 5. Okay. It will truncate. 2.5 is truncated to the upper number. Okay. Who is this? Someone is typing. Okay. Yes, Subhash, you can leave. Yeah. So now look at here. It is truncated. It is truncated, rounding up to the near upper number. This is quite different behavior in 19C. I don't think it was. I was expecting it through an error, but look at here. It was truncated, rounding into the next upper number. And Dikshit Python fee is, as I see, this is very important behavior. What has happened to the fee number? See, you are said you can have only 2 decimals. Thing is try to round up whenever you have exceeding the numbers. Round up means if the value is more than 5, it's round up to the next near upper number. Since it is your third digit is more than 5, it's round up to 10. That means it become 10. Again, this will be round up to the next number. This will be up to the next upper number. That's the reason it will be inserted at 9,501 because it's trying to round to the next near number. I'll show that few of the round function and trunc functions now so that we can understand. Clear? Look at the timestamp. We have it for last number. It will have your date plus time. Along with that, have your 6 decimals of your milliseconds. So it will have up to 6 digits of your milliseconds. This is also the. I thought this will give an error. This will have an error, but again they have been changed in each version. They keep changing how the behavior. Since it is 5 or above, it is rounding up to the next number. Look at it. What I do is I'll create one more record with 3.3. What will happen? Okay. So I just say some name. Okay. Now I run this.
Can I increase the phone number also? You may see that.
Okay.
But truncate that also.
No, it will not truncate. It will throw in. See now, I put 3.3. What it is doing? It is truncating to the nearest lower number because it is not. Okay. What I do is you are asking to put bigger number. Yes. Okay. I just run this one now one more time. It will not truncate. It will
yeah.
Okay.
It's showing error. Okay.
So here there is two things. Like I'll put this into TextPad before I lose this. Okay. So okay, this is what is happening with the trunk, and I just to show that. Okay, what is happening with the trunk and the. Okay, I'll take a small example. Select. There is a function called trunk. Truncate the number. Say here 2.3 and comma trunk and round. Round is of 2.3 from there. Okay, let's see how it goes. Both are rounding because the decimals is less than 5 numbers. Both are rounding to the nearest. See, this is the formula we need to remember when we are using the trunk and round. Okay, if it is less than 5, less than 5. Okay, it goes to the lower number. That means lower number is here. Your decimal is less than 5. It goes to the lower side of the number. That is your 2. It will become 2. When it comes to when the number, when your precision or decimal is greater than or equal to 5, goes to upper number. Let's see how they truncate, and this will work both. Okay, I say here trunk. I say here 7. Trunk will always goes to lower only. It will never increase, but round will round to the near next number. Let's see that even. Look at here trunks to the lowest number. It goes always to the lowest number. Where we round it to the next upper number. That's the difference between trunk and round. Round means if it is value, your decimals is more than 5, more than or equal to 5, it's rounds to the nearest upper number. Nearest upper number is your 3. So when it comes to a trunk always trunks the values, cut the values to the nearest lower number. If it is value is irrespective of whether what you have, doesn't care. Okay. So this is how it is works. When we are rounding, this is a formula it forms. Decimal value greater than 5, less than 5, it goes to the lowest number. If decimal is greater than 5, it goes to the nearest upper number. Okay, nearest lower number. Clear? Any question here or confusion? Round and trunk. Trunk always trunks for the lowest number. Trunk always cuts to lowest number. Okay, this is a trunk, and these two you should remember how the trunk and this works. I'll just put it in the beginning so that it will be useful. Okay, any questions here, please? Dikshit, Vani.
No, sir.
Okay. So this is, we'll stop here. What I do is we'll try to create this table, try to insert these values and see how the different error you get. But thing is, I'm very surprised the behavior has changed. Frankly, I thought this will throw an error. You can ask me why this guy is, I thought these two will get an error because it has been changed in the latest version. I thought I have seen myself earlier, it says precision is more, it would have been thrown error, but now rounding it now. That's a very strange behavior. Okay. Other than that, that should be, I don't keep this one. So that keep these values, try creating a table, small table, try to use this insert table and see that different values of the data will be get saved. Okay. Last one, an example, only last example I want to show, select column. Example, I don't want to insert, I don't know all the columns to be inserted. Example, I know only the roll number, I know the student name, what subject he is joining, I don't know, what fee is paying, I don't know, phone number, I know, email, I know, date of joining, I know, gender, I know. Remaining few columns, I don't know. The way you are inserting now, you must be inserting all the column values, otherwise it will not insert. Let's see here. I try to do, let's not try this way, better put very clean way of data. Okay. What I do is I'll insert one more data here. Let it go. Okay. Now I say 4 for Mohan Python. Then okay. Now I don't know the subject he is going to join. Here, look at here. What are the columns you have? You have to insert all the column values. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All the columns I have to insert inevitable. But here, what is happening is I don't know. He has just come to our classes, our institute, and he says just I wanted to join, but he has not decided. I given multiple option to join, but he has not decided which course he wanted to join. Then I don't know his subject. Obviously, if you not pick the subject, I don't know his fee. And in that sense, how do I make an insert? If I don't know here, I have two options to insert. One is I put null, and fees also I put null, and I'm inserting the rest of, and sys date also I'm putting a null, I'm inserting. Still, null is also a value. I'm assigning the null value for the unknown subject, unknown fields. I don't know where I'm assigning the null values. Clear? Because I don't know his subject, I don't know his fees, I don't know when he is going to complete the course. I'm putting the null values for him. Okay. This is one way of inserting the data, but still I'm assigning all the values to the field. I have 8 columns. I've given the 8 values in my insert. This definitely works. There is no problem. I have one more way of inserting is we have Vani. I'll take the Vani name. She has just joined. She doesn't know which one she joined. Okay. I have this called selective column. What I know is we need to list like this. Here, after the student, what are the columns you wanted to insert? You have to list like this. At the end, I know only the roll number. Roll number. This is column name. I have to specify exactly the column roll number. Roll numbers. I use the roll number, name, and gender. This is the only the fields I wanted to insert. Okay, because I know only 3 values. This is called selective column insert because I'm specifying the column values what I wanted to insert. Now I'm going to insert here 5 Vani, then value is female. Rest I don't do anything. This is called selective column insert. Earlier case, I have not listed the columns. That means you're not listing the columns. You have to insert all the values to the columns. There is no escape. You have to insert. There is no way you can leave the column because you're not listing the columns. You have to specify all the values. but I am listing the column names here, roll number, name and gender. The values will goes to the respective columns. 5 goes to the roll number, name goes to name, gender goes to. This is called selective column insert. And row insert. Now go and check out. The columns you are not inserted values will have all null values because you are not given any data. It says null. One case, see here. I have chosen to insert only 3 fields. Only 3 fields has the values, remaining all it has null, null, null. Okay. So try this, creating a sample table and try to insert this data. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Clear? Any questions here?
Yeah, clear.
So create this table, understand the data types, insert type with creating the table and inserting the. You try to create this table as an assignment. Create employee number, assignment. Who is this? Nivedita. Where is your assignment? Yesterday's one. You remember what assignment I given?
Yes, sir. To create a table, it's in my laptop. My laptop is shut down.
So you're watching in the now in the phone.
Yes, sir.
Why?
I don't. My charger. I got missed my charger somewhere. I kept.
So much discipline, everyone, Papa. I think I am only disciplined. Maybe I'm not disciplined with time. But Keshav exception. Otherwise, we should first have the discipline first. Okay, then only things will come. Maybe I'm not disciplined at the time. I'm very sorry, but learning wise, I don't mind typing so much. I type daily. People don't have discipline to connect the laptop. How you learn? I don't understand. Not only you, I'm telling to everyone. It's just not I'm taking her name means it is not for her. It is the first thing is you have common discipline like connect to laptop. Try something when I'm trying. I don't mind typing so much. I don't think you type so much. When you're practicing, you don't type so much. Should at least have discipline. Try something when your class is going. People connect in the phone. I don't know how much they listen, how much they understand. I don't understand really. Okay. Do this assignment. You need to give that assignment daily, everyone. Otherwise, I'll not understand how much you're learning. Nivedita, Vani,
Okay,
Dikshit,
sir.
where is your
Tomorrow
assignment?
I will both the assignments.
Yeah, Dikshit, where is your assignment?
Sir,
Says
done, sir.
I am in market. My laptop is in home. That is what. Okay, just don't take very serious. But sometimes I'll be serious because I take good amount of efforts to teach this. I also expect you should also put the same efforts. Okay, create a table employee. Have an employee number. Number is number of. I just say number field of T whole number 3 in name string of 20. Okay, date of joining a date. Okay, then should be salary number. It takes 6,2. Okay, gender. Just create this table. Let's see. Care. Okay, insert some records. 5 records. I'll see tomorrow. I'll send these notes. Practice. Have any questions tomorrow? Day after, I'll not be available. Okay, I'm back to Bangalore, so I will meet on next.